Hello, this is Sam Piazzolla with Right Bites TV, and tonight my guest is Sal Albanese, a former city councilman from Brooklyn, and he is right now a current candidate for mayor of New York City, running on the Reform Party line. And we invited Sal into the studio to see what he's got to say about some topics and some issues that's going on as far as his being on the stage for the next political debate. Sal, thank you for coming on to the show. How you doing?
Good, Sam. Great to be here.
What's going on?
Well, let me also add that I'm a Staten Island resident now.
That's true.
I live in New Dorp. Just moved about 6 months ago. My grandkids are all here. I appreciate coming on the program, and as you know, one of the things we're trying to do now is get on the stage for the mayor's debate next week. We were excluded by the crazy campaign finance board in New York City that has outrageous rules. I just finished second in the Democratic primary. I won a Reform Party primary, garnered about 70,000 votes, and yet because I didn't raise $500,000, I can't be on a stage next week. So we have people that have less votes than I've garnered on the stage, and people who know significantly less than I do. I mean, I was a legislator, I'm a lawyer. I did pretty well.
You have a lot of experience.
I do. And because of these crazy rules, we're now forced to sue the Campaign Finance Board. We're waiting for a decision to be included in next Tuesday's mayoral debate. I debated de Blasio one-on-one twice in the primary. I felt very good about it. Unfortunately, he spent $6 million. We only had $200,000. So
we can say this is the power of the incumbency keeping Sal Albanese far away from the mayor.
Absolutely. I don't think de Blasio wants me on that stage for a variety of reasons. One is that I think I won both debates one-on-one against him, and also as a Democrat, I'll be able to garner Democratic votes because I don't think many Democrats are going to vote for Malliotakis or Botil. I am, and I'm also the most qualified party aside, and I also have the Reform Party.
I was going to ask you, so tell me about that. How did you get the Reform Party?
Well, because I've been I've been a Reform all my life. For the Reform Party is basically a party that's focusing on revamping our corrupt political system. As you know, the state system is broken, the federal system is broken.
It seems like every system is broken,
Sal. And we've got a bunch of proposals that could overhaul New York City and make it like the mecca of political reform. I want lobbying reform, for example.
Well, first, let me just ask you one question. Do you think that the people in power want reform?
No, absolutely not. It's basically a bipartisan incumbent protection system.
Like you can't believe.
They all want to stay in office. They don't believe, most of them don't believe in term limits. They don't believe in campaign finance reform. They don't believe in lobbying reform. They don't believe in nonpartisan elections, simply because they want to stay in power. And unfortunately today, the people that are really running the show are political consultants and lobbyists, and these politicians are basically on their payroll, which is terrible for democracy.
So New York City has their own swamp.
Oh my God!
And Sal Albanese is there to drain the swamp. Is that the little Trumpism there?
15 years on the city council. I was the most independent member ever served in that body. I championed term limits as a Democrat. I worked with Ron Lauder, a conservative. We were the ones who brought term limits to the city council and to the municipal offices years ago. And now we've got, as I said, we've got a big job ahead of us. The turnout in the city is dismal.
That's how de Blasio got in last
time.
I mean, that was very unfortunate.
87% of the people stayed home in the Democratic primary, which is a disaster. But nonpartisan elections, where you run no matter what party you're from, and the top two get into a runoff, will bring more voters out. We have about 800,000 independent voters in the city, and they're precluded from being involved in the process early on. So that's a reform that both the Democrats, Republicans, and conservatives are against. The conservative parties are against.
I'm for that reform. I'm definitely for that. I am a believer in primaries. I think primaries are a good thing. I think it's improving the congressman we have already on Staten Island because he's being primaried. Mm-hmm. So I think reforms are needed and primaries are excellent.
We want to bring people into the process, right? We seem to have a political system that basically suppresses the vote, and it's bipartisan.
It's intentional.
Bipartisan, no doubt.
It's intentional.
And today, for example, I challenged the city council speaker candidates. There are 9 people running for speaker of the city council that are candidates. I said, you hired lobbyists, you hired consultants to run your campaigns. I want to pledge that you won't allow them to turn around and lobby you when you get there. No silence. There's no respond. I wrote them a letter because it's basically I manage your campaign, right? I'm a consultant, and then when you get elected, Sam, I basically own you. I start clients come to me to lobby you.
Right.
I start raising money for you, and it's basically it hampers democracy at big time.
It's a very, very dirty business.
Exactly, but the system could be reformed. We've got real proposals that will address that. And New York City has a charter revision program where you can actually go out and amend the city charter. I would appoint the charter revision immediately, have hearings around the city, and put all of these reforms on the ballot. I guarantee you they would pass across party lines because most people realize that the system is rigged. I've been at this for a while. I mean, I don't come at this, as just a candidate for mayor talking about reform. It's been a passion of mine for my entire career. And I've been a school teacher, I'm a lawyer, I have a background in finance, I was a legislator for 15 years, but I don't believe people should stay in politics forever. I think we have to stop these career politicians from being in office 30, 40 years and open up the process, bring new people in.
So on another show that I did once, one of the things that I said is that when a person goes to interview to be on the ballot before the party, it's really not so much what they can do for their constituency, but what they can do for the party, the amount of jobs they can bring, exactly. and things like that.
Yeah, exactly, and how much money you can raise. And most of the money, if you look at the people in citywide office, most of the money they raise is from the same fixers, the same lobbyists, the same consultants.
Well, listen, I'm going to tell you that I looked at some city council people from Staten Island, and they all receive max donations from every other city council person or in the name of every other city. Once you're in the club, the support you get from everybody else and the support you give to everybody else is hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It's like, I said the political system in New York City is the sixth organized crime family. I said that in New York because they're out there protecting each other at the expense of the taxpayers and
100%.
I think we need to overhaul. And the Reform Party, I have to give credit to Curtis Sliwa and Frank Morano. They really have done a pretty good job endorsing. I never thought I'd get their line because I have nothing to offer. I can't give them contributions. I'm
you
not
can't give them jobs.
Can't give them jobs, and they selected me, and they've selected people around the city. Both I'm a registered Democrat, Republicans, Democrats, conservatives. I mean, it's quite a potpourri of people under the umbrella of political reform. If you believe in term limits, if you believe in campaign finance reform, if you believe lobbying reform, if you believe in nonpartisan elections, they want you. They want you. Don't forget about the other stuff because they believe, and I agree, that since the system is corrupt, everything flows from there. How many more indictments and convictions do we need to demonstrate that the system is broken?
No,
let's fix it.
It's definitely a problem.
Let's fix it.
All right, Sal. I want to thank you very much for coming on the show, and I wish you very well in your court battle. I hope that you do get to make the next debate, and best of luck on the election.
Sam, thank you for having me on. I
problem.
really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
All right. This is Sam Pirizzola with Right Bites TV saying good night and see you next time. Thank you very much.